Welcome back to the Wonder Cat channel, the channel that homes all your favorite Wonder Cat needs. Today we're going to channel that wonderful Wonder Cat energy into a list that's looking to play sweet little bunnies, and like bunnies, we're going to swarm the board with free value. BT23 is nearly upon us, and good gracious does it give us a lot to work with in this day and age. We're going to be starting off with one of the coolest inclusions in the deck, a new Pauper legal tamer, Makiko Date. Her first tamer appearance, and boy does she like to make an impression. A 3-cost check tamer, start of main if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. Already more than decent for the likes of relevant tamers in this format. During your turn, whenever one of your Digimon digivolve into a Beastkin, Holy Beast, Cherub, or CS trait Digimon, you can return her to your hand, play a Lotmon for free, or any level 3 with the CS trait. So this feels like another tamer we're going to shortly go over, but this is the reason we like this particular tamer. It's not only are we going to be playing an abundance of Lotmon, but our non-Lotmon rookies are CS traded, so it's going to hit all of our rookies. It's great. If we trigger both effects in one turn, we're essentially getting 4 memory worth of value in it, which, good. Not to mention, we have ways of playing it for free in the deck as well, which, I think any deck, or reasonably good deck should. So it's just decent all around. It helps limit the potential memory choking and helps swarm the board. It's a great new card. It's deserving of the full playset. Our other tamer, 2 copies of Shu from EX2. On play, play a Lotmon for free. We're going to be playing more bunnies. Start of your turn, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, draw 1. Like, the card's decent. Like, the majority of the time, if you're playing it, you're essentially down a card just to play your Lotmon, unless you're playing a Lotmon that generates card draw to help, or you're going to be at 3 or less security next turn to generate that extra card draw, like, guarantee it. With this in mind, she's not super great early game, but having multiples of this out mid to late can be pretty strong. Drawing multiple cards for free just because you have little security, like, oh, yuck. We're going to only play 2 copies in this version of this deck. It doesn't offer memory management. It's more so a combo piece more than anything. In a more yellow or like security control based list, you could definitely play more copies of this. Our Ego. We have 2 true options. We've got Wanyamon, the OG CS traded egg, and the new Yokomon being released in BT23. Now, new Yoko definitely feels like the better potential option with card draw on attack, which is far more consistent on average, since Wanya's effect only really cares about moving the stack around effect of the BT21 rookies, Haguru, Palmon, and Teria. Since the deck does not rely heavily on these types of effects, we'll play Yoko and appreciate the extra card draw. It's also important for us that the eggs we play are green, so unfortunately there will be no Motimon shenanigans, though I do love this particular egg. Its ability to allow attacks after playing CS options or in more or less passing turn is well worth trying out, but unfortunately we would have to rework this list slightly, which would mean less bunnies, and I'm like, nah, we gotta play the bunnies, right? Anyway, rookie time. We've got buns galore, man. Starting off with Old Faithful BT22's Terriamon. It's not a Lotmon, sure, but it'll do everything we need it to do. We'll Digi for free on our egg, or when looping back from level 4 to itself with its inherited. Gives free card draw and allows us to play our Date for free if having one or fewer tamers. Ah, beauty. Teria also scratches a great multitude of niches in this list, being a playable target off our Date, as previously discussed. It's both green and yellow, which will come up in this list a fair bit. And it's just unironically on theme with our beautiful deck. What's not to love? And better yet, the card came with a full art box hopper variation. If you enjoy the deck a lot, you can always upgrade those copies. Next, a full playset of EX4's Lotmon. This card has made a previous appearance in our Argo list due to its great on-play effect. When played, dig 4, add a 2-color green Digimon. Well, hello there, Terriamon. And a tamer card with Shu Chongwu in name, digging our support tamer. This card, for context, hits a total of 28 out of 36 of our Digimon, which is a number that includes itself. That's a 77% hit rate, and with over half the deck being hittable, and you dig 4 cards, you have, like, pick of the litter, like, literally. Rabbit puns. On with the video. This card's only downfall is that it is not a CS trait, but it's still very much worth playing, since we will generate value on it as long as it's, being played. If you're free playing it off either of our tamers, it's even more value. We get to dig. It's going to hit anything we need, really, which is great. It's a great generic Digimon. Extra value when we get it off being a Lotmon itself in the deck. It's an auto-include. Got to play the 4. But wait, There's more, because we also get nutty value off its inherited. During your turn, whenever one of your Digimon is suspended by an alliance trigger, this Digimon can digivolve into a 2-color Digimon for 2 less memory. Now remember, almost 80% of our Digimon are 2-color green, meaning as long as we can trigger this, we should always have a target in hand to digivolve into. But do we have a lot of alliance in this list? In Pauper? Well, stick around. We'll find out. You'll find out. Our last rookie. BT23's Lopmon, and here comes our last adorable little rabbit. This card is great, being a level 3 warp into Antyla for 3 as long as we control a Date, already granting us a ton of pressure as early as turn 2 if we put this in Raising and end our turn 1 with Date. Triggering this will of course then trigger Date, which we can bounce the hand to play another Lopmon or a Terrier from hand for free. It's inherited all turns once per turn. When any of your other Digimon suspend, neg 2k something for the turn. Not a bad inherited by any means. Definitely promotes the whole swarm the board with Bunnies gameplay. I'm not going to say no to this. All in all, quite happy with our rookie lineup. I don't think it could get much better, at least with what we have access to right now. Onto the level 4 lineup. This one's a little less bunny. Not too much, don't worry. It's still very relevant to our game plan. 4 copies of Gargomon, because it'll digi for 2 on our new Lop or Terrier. Unfortunately for 3 on our Searcher Lop. But it gives us the ability to play our Dates for free again. He's essentially another 4 copies of Terriermon, which is fine because I think the sooner we get value out of our Date and playing more rabbits, the faster we're going to be able to win the game. It should be noted that if we have Date on board already, we can sequence their effects so that we can bounce the Date to play a rookie, then using Gargo's effect to replay that same Date that we just bounced. Balanced. This card outside its Tamer playing, it's kind of bland. I'll give it a mid rating. It's got an all turns plus 1k DP inherited, which again isn't bad, but it's not exactly a strong inherited either. Gargo does what we need him to do. He'll fulfill his playset requirements for the sake of consistency. Next, 3 copies of BT22's Togemon. Now this card was such a huge letdown for me originally, but only because I wished it Digivolve for 2 on everything. This card would be so much better if it just Digivolve for 2 on everything. But I guess that's where we get the flexibility of CS, allowing for cheaper Evo costs and crazy coloured lists. When Digivolving or on play, one of your Digimon gain 3k for the turn. Then if this Digimon stack has 2 or more of the same level, gains Raid and Piercing for the turn. Phew. Very aggressive level 4, turning itself into a level 4 with 8k and a couple of keywords. Like, not a bad stat line. Inherited, your turn only, gain 2k. Again, generic red inheriteds, not gonna say much. It's a little like we've got level 3 inheriteds that do this sort of thing. We play 3 copies of this because I wanted a 3-3 split with our new level 4 from BT23, Kabuterimon. Kabuterimon shares the same digicost for 3 or 2 on a CS trait. He's the first of many Digimon that will have Alliance, which means despite being an Evo for 3 on our EX4 Lopmon, he can save his memory on swing using that inherited, so it's an investment. His effect is slightly similar to Toge, which when it suspends, one of your Digimon gains 3k and Piercing for the turn. Realistically, we want to see this attack, triggering Alliance to suspend something, triggering our Lopmon underneath it to Digivolve for 2 less, making it bigger again, all the while giving it another 3k in Piercing. That's going to be like, on average, a 10 to 12k plus 2 check Piercing swing level 5? Like, yuck. This card could warrant the full playset, but it offers 0 inherited. I'm fairly happy with the 3-3 split with our Togemon for now. On to our level 5s though. Our level 5s consist of only 2 Digimon. They're both going to be named Antylamon. 2 playsets. Our first is going to be 4 copies of the EX4 variant. I originally ran this in my Argo Pauper list as a really nice utility level 5 that has both Alliance and at end of attack, if you have 3 or less security, recover 1, keeping you in the game longer. Big Bunny here is here to enjoy his time on board, and being able to use EX4 Lopmon's inherited to digivolve into this, triggering that free recover 1 is just the sauce on top of our already tasty meal. He digis for 4, but we're never going to pay that since he's going to digi for 3 on all of our level 4s being 2-color green Digimon, and we'll have a digicost of 1 if using that wonderful EX4 Lop inherited. His own inherited, end of attack, if you control another suspended Digimon, neg 2k something for the turn. I appreciate these effects a fair bit since not only do they combo with our obvious alliance interactions, but they help us ping off problematic floodgate rookies. He does sit higher on DP, 8k to our newest copy that we're going to be playing, BT23's Antylamon, a smaller 7k body. Again, going to digi for 4 or 3 of any of our CS traits, which, you know, all our level 4s are. Or, again, 1 with our EX4 Lop inherited ability. This fella is our 3rd Digimon with Alliance and has an amazing all turns once per turn ability. Ah, God. Basically reading, when any of your Digimon are played, until your opponent's turn ends, one of their Digimon can't activate when digivolving effects. This is a pure control effect on a level 5 that can swing for 2 checks per turn. I love it. This is the obvious playline with our BT23 Lotmon, warping into this, bouncing our Darte to play another Lotmon or Terrier, then triggering its own effect to slow down our opponent's tempo. A great card, this Antylamon is much more aggressive than our earlier version, and he shows it in his art. Man is ready to fight. Inherited, all turns once per turn. When one of your other Digimon suspend, one of your opponent's Digimon gets neg 4k for the turn. That's a total of neg 6k with BT's 23 Lop underneath it, which means a single swing with a rookie, or by triggering Alliance, we're often nuking a level 3 to 4 for free. Is pretty good value. Playing against other green decks, we have favourable matchups because of these Inheriteds and the likes of Collision, or the lack, sorry, black decks using Collision, it benefits us. We don't have blocking or true suspending in the opponent's turn. Or do we? Our level 6 start off with the best level 6 in the format. I'll give you a minute to guess if you could tell me what it is. It's Digimon Ace. Yep, because that's right. What's more disgusting than an ace in Pauper? One in a deck where we would otherwise not have blocker, where we wouldn't otherwise have our own collision. Digimon Ace just, it's great. This card is essentially an all turns when attacking or blocking D-Digi-1. Since it can be triggered only off itself being suspended in this list, it's fine though, since we can play this as a potential blocker to do Digi and then use it to trigger off all our other fun Inheriteds on board. It's a great tempo card for us, and it should always be considered when building green Pauper lists. Another nice little addition, the card is a green 2 color. It is green-black, which means it is searchable off our EX4 Lotmon. How can this deck, The card is just mwah, chef's kiss, man. We play 2 copies as it's our supporting level 6. We still need a proper level 6 win con for our deck. That is CS related. And with that, we get to BT23's Rosemon. On play or when Digivolving, by suspending one Tamer or Digimon, until your opponent's turn ends, one of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend. This card can of course target your own Digimon or Tamers to lock down an opponent's Digimon that attacked, or you can suspend one of their pieces and lock it down for a turn. It sits at a fairly small 11k, but will be 13k with Toge underneath it during our turn, or with 12k Gargo under it all turns, so we have a little flexibility in its power. We also have our Kabuterimons when suspending plus 3k Digimon you control, which can of course target our Rose to beef it up more. Rosemon is a little underwhelming in terms of raw power, but it has a redirection ability, granting us pseudo blocker once per turn. She has Fortitude as well, so if we haven't managed to establish a board and we need to block with her, we can essentially lose our stack, eat the attack, redirect it to her, Fortitude her back out, which is going to trigger her on play again. Yeah, not gonna lie. The more I talk about her, the more I like the card. I'm thinking about play lines, and I'm like, this actually feels a lot stronger on than its face value. This Rose, she got thorns, man. I'd say that ultimately Antyla with Alliance are the swings we need to chip the opponent down, but Rosemon will continue that board control till we establish victory. We play the full playset. Despite her not being searchable on our Lotmon, she is searchable on our 3 copies of Kurumi's Detective Agency. As long as you've got a CS trait mon, ignore its color requirements. Dig 3, add a CS trait card to hand, on delay, gain 2 memory. Card hits basically everything but our EX4 stuff and the Ace, which isn't really an issue. The deck is already proving to be insanely consistent, and this is just the best in-slot memory boost that we have for the deck. Since we play green, we may as well play the single copy of HPD. As usual, limited card is limited for a good reason. Suspend one Digimon you control, Digivolve a green into a green Digimon for 5 less for free. Can't pass up on that. Our second last option in the deck, we got to include it from both a deck building perspective, and just because it's an ultimate flavor win, you love it. It's going to be 2 copies of Heaven's Judgment. The card will single-handedly swing games. I've glazed this card more than anyone should. 7 costs, neg 6k, then neg 6k something again for each color your Digimon have. So this is usually going to be an 18k across 3 potential targets, unless you have a Raidamon Ace on board, in which case it's a potential neg 24. In security, it's a free neg 12k. Card is good, card is great, card is beautiful art. Card comes in limited foil, so yellow card could be more yellow. Embrace Heaven's Judgment. And Of course, our last card of the deck, 2 copies of Nano Machine Break. It's a 5-cost option. When played, one of the Digimon your opponent control gains -1 security, can't activate when digivolving or when attacking effects until the end of their next turn. And when one of your CS trait mons attack delay, do the same thing. And security, do the same thing, then put it into play. This card's just another yellow, great yellow tempo control piece. Helps slow down our opponent's game plan. You could realistically just play 4 Heaven's Judgment here. I do like the idea of a 2-2 split. Should be noted as well, obviously, you can rework this deck a little bit more. Play Motimon and play set of these instead of Heaven's Judgment, and you've got more like CS traded interactions, but you know, we like bunnies. This card is 2 memory cheaper to play than Heaven's Judgment, however, and can offer the same level of stall value by making an opponent's turn climbing or digivolving irrelevant. Turns off a lot of potential decks, so I think it's a worthy inclusion. I did also comment that when these particular cards were spoiled for the CS support Pauper kind of cards, I was like, oh dude, I gotta play it. So like, you know, if we're making a yellow deck that's built around CS, why not play the yellow CS support card, right? The deck looks like it could be one of my new faves to play once BT23 is released. It has so much going for it. I just adore the idea of this deck, full of rabbits and roses just annihilating the opponent. Gotta kill him with kindness, right? Anywho, deck list going to be on the screen for you guys. It's going to be set you back, like less than $10. Not even that. Guess what? It's all commons and uncommons. But you have so many fun interactions and combos. You're getting so much bang for your buck here. It's truly worth the investment. Don't throw away your BT23 bulk when it comes out. Throw it together. Build this abundant of a deck. Play it against your friends the next time you sit down to play a friendly game of Pauper. Thank you all for watching, for listening. I'll see you in the next video where we're going to be discussing the birds and the bees. Well, primarily the birds. Bees are going to be coming soon. Keep hopping, never stopping. Ta-ta.